down to slowly zoom out.
Good evening, and welcome to Swank Field. I am Kat Fields, the proud principal of Heath High School. I am pleased to welcome you to the 59th commencement of Heath High School. I thank all of you for being here to celebrate the graduation day of the class of 2021, an important event in the lives of the graduates, their families, friends, and the entire community. In a moment, I will ask you to stand for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner by the talented Heath High School Band. However, I want to share with you that directly following the national anthem, you will hear the high school choir perform a special song titled, "I Am Still Your Dreamer" by Pink Zebra. As you listen to this song, I invite you all to really hear the lyrics and take advantage of this time to reflect on how you became the person you are today. Who we are at this very moment is in large part due to the guidance, love, support, and even challenges provided to us from our parents, teachers, coaches, mentors, and community. Enjoy this music and the moment and use it to reflect upon those who have supported you in your journey. Thank you to the Heath Choir under the direction of Ben Martini and the Heath Band under the direction of Phil McIntosh for sharing your talents with us tonight. At this time, please rise for the national anthem. You may be seated at the conclusion of the anthem while you enjoy "I Am Still Your Dreamer" by the Heath Choir. Thank you again. It is always a pleasure to hear the talent of our students, which is what today is really about. Honoring those students that will forever have graduation from Heath High School as a part of their story. Class of 2021, tonight you get to be part of something new, a graduation ceremony under the lights at Swank Field. It's not as hot as we thought it would be either. I said this last year and I feel the need to say it again. I believe that one thing we have come to realize in the last 13 months is just how important these time-honored and protected milestones truly are. These ceremonies and rites of passage represent so much more than we may have given them credit for before we realize that they aren't guaranteed. There could be times where these traditions cannot happen or must be changed. As many of us are painfully aware, these moments are not guaranteed to any of us, and they are people in our school community who should be here tonight, but sadly are not. The past year has taken so many lives much too soon. We have lost Heath parents and community members, as well as a Heath student and staff member. Robert Shamar Matthews should be here today, participating in this graduation ceremony. His contagious smile and beautiful heart is deeply missed. Mr. Ellis Booth, our former principal and athletic director, is also someone who should be here today. I am certain he is not happy with me even taking a moment to speak about him right now, as he truly believed graduation should be about our kids. So, in effort not to disappoint Mr. Booth, but also honor him along with Shamar and all the other parents and community members we have lost this year, I ask that we take a moment of silence right now to remember and honor those who we have lost. Class of 2021, I hope that during that moment you were able to feel a sense of gratitude for being here tonight, because this night should be about you, and I don't want to take up any more time talking. So I will take a short moment to express my gratitude for the many people who have made this possible, and then I'll hand over the mic. I would like to thank everyone who has helped make today's ceremony possible. It certainly presented different challenges, and so I thank Mr. Rick Priest, Perry Brocious, and our custodial staff, our band director, Mr. Phil McIntosh, choir director, Mr. Ben Martini, who made sure that we looked good. They did a great job with the optics, gave me a lot of different pictures, and were fantastic about doing that. I want to thank our counseling office administrative assistant, Tony Cook, and the main office administrator, Sheila Kroom, for organizing diplomas, tickets, programs, and trying to handle all the crazy of us. I would also like to thank our assistant principal, Mr. Ryan Fitz, for all his help, as well as our interim athletic director, Kevin Jarrett, who stepped up for us in a difficult time and has worked tirelessly to support our athletes, coaches, and school. I'd like to thank our guidance counselor, Tara Clark, who always works incredibly hard, even when battling cancer, to ensure all students are supported in their efforts to meet graduation requirements and successfully complete their high school career, as well as organizing the handing out of diplomas. She has been incredible. I also want to send a special thank you to our superintendent, Dr. Thomas, and our assistant superintendent, Kelly Holbrook, as well as the Board of Education, who is with us today. Your leadership allows Heath schools to continue to thrive. Finally, I want to thank our entire teaching staff at Heath City Schools. Without your time, energy, and commitment to our students' success, today would simply not be possible. And for that, at this time, I ask that all Heath City School staff members present today please stand and be recognized. Our staff has truly been warriors this year and shown what we are really made of, and I could not be prouder to be a part of this. I would be remiss if I didn't offer a special thank you to our senior class advisor, Heather Montague, and assistant advisor, Allison Gooseman, for all the work they did with the seniors this year. This position requires the planning and coordination of homecoming, the senior trip, which ended up being the field day, and all graduation activities. Our students are incredibly lucky to have people who care about them so much that they are willing to put in the extra time and work that it takes to be the class advisors. A special thank you to the cheerleaders and choir and band students who met us here at 7 a.m. sharp yesterday to help us set up the stage and are willing to stay late tonight to help us tear down the field. Your leadership is truly inspiring. Finally, and maybe most importantly, I'd like to thank the students and parents of the class of 2021. Your efforts to ensure this day is a successful and joyful time is important. I'm truly proud of this class. They have handled the frustrations, disappointments, and obstacles of this year with grace and have remained focused on problem solving and seeking to make the best out of each situation. I am proud to be their principal and will sincerely miss them next year. And I know other staff will too. We've been talking about how much we're going to miss this class. I'm thankful for their excellent leadership, and it's time to hear from those leaders. I would now like to ask our class presidents and advisors to come up. You will hear speeches from the class office secretaries, Hayden Wiley, treasurer, Preston Pethel, vice president, Reese Duncan, and president, Shelby Flynn. You may come to the stage at this time.
Hello faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the men and women of the hour, my fellow graduates. Before I get started, I want to thank or shout out Dalton Gemmel, Reese Huber, Austin Morrow, and everyone here for being here. It's a really exciting, really special day for everyone here, and you guys you're making it that much better, so thank you guys. I was told, write a speech to give at graduation, as though that wasn't the most high pressure and vague prompt we've ever been given throughout high school. I figured there was no way I would know what to say today, but it didn't really take much time to figure out what route I wanted to take with this speech. When I moved here a little less than 9 years ago, it was obviously pretty uncomfortable for me, traveling halfway across the country from Oklahoma to Heath, Ohio. It was a hard time in my life, but I will always remember that first day of school and how quickly you guys made me feel at home. However, that was 4,467,600 minutes ago. In that time, we've done so much. There's no way I can encompass it all in one speech, but I can still mention some of it. We won 1 middle school girls basketball league championship, 2 middle school and 4 high school cross-country league championships, 1 football league championships. We had 2 20-win boys basketball seasons, a league championship and a district runner-up, 1 girls basketball district runner-up and an indoor state track runner-up, and 1 state runner-up for cheerleading. 1 baseball league championship, 3 track and field league championships, 1 LCL middle school track championship that we lost thanks to arguably the worst 4x4 handoff in the history of middle school track between Jesse Lau and I. Through our athletic tenure, we hung banners like it was nobody's business. However, our athletic accolades don't even hold a candle to the type of people that we've become. Banners are awesome, but the men and women we've become is what's going to impact our communities and our families for the rest of our lives. The close-knit, caring lives we've led in this community have built us up and given us strong character and morals. This class has always heard the word potential because we have an abundance of it. But what makes us so special is our ambition. This class is full of people with mental and physical potential to do big things and an overwhelming amount of ambition to make it possible. Despite all the tribulations, from getting our phones taken away by Mrs. Baum to COVID threatening every second of our senior year, we are here together with our caps and gowns. I love you all, and I ask that you stop. Just for a second. Breathe this in. Enjoy these last few minutes as classmates, because when our caps go up, that closes this chapter of our lives. I hope for and expect big things from everyone in this class. So for one last time as a student of this school, go Dogs.
Hi there. Our senior year has been interesting to say the least. Over the last year, we have had to overcome challenges and conform to changes unlike those seen by any other class in our school's history. As I look around, I'm happy to say that I can see everyone's smiling faces for the first time in over a year. As I look around, sorry. Due to COVID, our high school experience has changed in ways that many of us enjoyed and most of us hated. When we look back on the past year, we tend to think about the bad things that have happened, but we also need to look at the good that has come out of it. Looking back on this year, it is incredible to see how much closer we have become as classmates because of the rules we have had to follow. Just thinking back on all the events we have planned as a class throughout the course of this year makes me smile because I now have memories that, without the willingness of my classmates, I would have never been able to create. I have come to know more about my classmates than I will have ever had in the past, due to the rules and restrictions that we've had to follow over the past year from COVID-19. Over the past 13 years, we have met all the academic requirements due to receive our diplomas on this fine evening, and I honestly wouldn't want to graduate with any other group of people. As I stand here looking out on the crowd, I know that this is more than likely going to be the last time we are all gathered in one place. And while we're here, I just want to thank each and every one of my fellow classmates for being with me throughout these years. I can look out on all of you guys and genuinely say that I have a memory with each and every one of you. It could have been a conversation or just an interaction in the hallway, but they are memories that I will never forget for the rest of my life. With that said, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that it had been a memorable yet trying 4 years, but here we are, ready to graduate. We worked hard to get to this point, but we didn't do it by ourselves. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to the teachers and staff that have helped us get to today. Over the 4 years that I've spent at Heath High School, I have had the great opportunity of being taught and/or coached by almost every teacher that is in the school. To the teachers that have had me in class, I'm sorry that you had to deal with me for so long, but you guys have made me who I am today. And I don't know what I would have done without the guidance and help of all of you. Coaches of our school have also made me the person I am today. To Coach Ward, when I heard you were going to be the new head coach, I was a little skeptical on whether or not you would be able to fill the role and legacy that Coach Collier left. But over the past 4 years, I have come to learn that you are more than capable of filling that role. You have taught me about integrity, family, school, service, and football, but you've also taught me what it means to truly be a Bulldog. You've given me guidance that I will use for the rest of my life, and I don't think that I will ever be able to repay you for all that you have done for me, so thank you. To my main man, Mr. Fitz, I don't even know where to start. From the first time meeting you during my freshman year to walking out of the school yesterday, you've always had my back. Whatever I needed, you have always offered help, and you have never asked questions, which sometimes wasn't probably the smartest move. Anytime I see you in the hallways, you're either helping somebody or on your way to do so. You are always kind to everyone, and I don't think any one of us students could have asked for a better vice principal and friend. Mrs. Kroom, I can't say enough good things about you. You are the kindest, most sweetest woman I have ever met. You have always been there for me, whether it was either just a talk or something I needed help on. You've always offered your full support over the past 4 years for anybody that needed it. And I'm glad to say that I've been able to become good friends with you, and I will always miss you. Miss Fields, you have been an incredible principal to all of us students over the years. You have had the best in mind for us and the best intentions all along, even though sometimes we might not have realized it. Over the past year, you have fought to get us countless things that because of COVID, we would not have had the great opportunity to get, and I will always be incredibly grateful for all that you do for us students and for our staff. Thank you, and go Dogs.
All right. When Governor DeWine made the call to shut down schools last year, no one knew what was going on. This call to shut down schools did not just strike fear into those that heard, it also required that local businesses had to shut down. Sports were canceled, and masks were required wherever we went. As if that was not enough, we also had a flooding that required some families to evacuate to the mall. The school community banded together and delivered lunches and Chromebooks to students in need. However, despite these challenges, we made it through. Here we are, now graduation, together, after a year filled with academic and athletic accomplishments, a fun prom experience, and many other things that make the senior year memorable. Alongside the obstacles of the pandemic, the class of 2021 showed resilience, togetherness, and most importantly, we never lost hope. These are great traits that can help us in the future with anything that life throws at us. I just wanted to thank all the families here, and as well as all the staff members for making all of this possible. We'd not be here right now without all of the love and support given to us by all of you and the Heath community as a whole. Finally, I just wanted to thank you guys, the class of 2021, for an incredible 4 years of high school. I wish everyone the best of luck in their futures.
Good evening, graduates, family members, and staff. I stand before you looking back on the legacy that this senior class has made together. First, I would like to thank all the staff and students who have helped make this ceremony possible. With being out here, many of you, along with myself, may be reminiscing all the time spent out here under the Friday night lights back in the midst of fall, getting rowdy in those front row, middle section bleachers over there. Or some of you may look back on times you spent out here at soccer, or possibly think back to the nail-biter powder puff game we had last year in the freezing rain. There are so many moments to remember from the Swank, but today marks one of our last. Tonight we gather here to celebrate the footprint left by us, the class of 2021. If we look back on our senior year, I'm sure most would say it wasn't anything close to what we'd imagined. There were many doubts, and I don't know about all of you, but I was nervous. The news always seemed to worsen, and many things we had waited so long for kept getting taken one by one. But the thing is, we did not let these losses break our spirit. Yes, there were days we felt like the weight of the world was too much, but instead of sitting back and letting it crush us, we stood strong and found ways to make this year something special. It's inspiring to have witnessed countless students going out of their way to make this year memorable. After numerous hours spent planning, dozens of ideas being thrown around, and many, many emails getting sent to Miss Fields, we were able to make the best of this roller coaster of a year. We have dealt with the quarantines, the contact tracing, the social distancing, the masks, and much more with patience and optimism. We have grown closer as classmates, and we have grown as individuals. The lessons we have learned from this year alone are countless, and we are more than ready for almost anything life will throw at us. The grit, perseverance, and devotion of our class during this crazy year does not go unnoticed. In the future, if you ever find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears you have overcome. This wasn't anything close to what we imagined our senior year would be, but I hope that each of us can say we made the best of it. I hope each of you can say that you owned every second that you were given. Keep all the memories that you've made this year and all that came before it, but don't live in the past. Live your life to the fullest. Make new memories, meet new friends, explore new places, and experience new things while remembering where you got your start. No one knows where their future might take them, but you will never forget where you came from. A couple years ago, my brother stood in front of his graduating classmates as I am now, and he said, "Don't be sad about leaving Heath. We never truly leave Heath. Heath isn't special to us because it's a great city. Heath is special because of the people here. Everyone sitting before me now are the people that make this city so extraordinary. So tonight, under the shining lights of the Swank, celebrate yourselves. Celebrate all that you have accomplished and all that you have yet to achieve. Just remember, no matter where life takes you, that small town where everyone bleeds orange, brown, and white will always be home." Thank you. And our class gift will be a bench, which will be made by Mr. Keller in memory of Mr. Booth. The money that is left over from that will be donated to the class of 2022.
These have been an incredible group of leaders and have done a really good job of pushing through. And last night, this one hit a home run, just in real life. So, one more time, congratulations. It's not a grand slam. This is a home run, right? Okay, all right. By this one, I meant Shelby, just in case. All right, thank you. You guys can see it. At this time, I would like to call our counselor, Tara Clark, to the podium for special recognition.
It is my esteemed honor to present the Heath High School Citizenship Award. The Citizenship Award is a very high honor in that high school teachers nominate and then select the student that has demonstrated many fine qualities. Those qualities include the student's willingness to always follow class rules, friendliness to younger students, their ability to always be a positive role model, and the respect that they give to faculty and staff. The recipient of the Citizenship Award for the class of 2021 is Jack Lutz. Jack, please come forward. Jack is the son of John and Leanne Lutz. Mr. and Mrs. Lutz, would you please also rise to be acknowledged?
At this time, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge honor students in the class of 2021. There are 15 members of the National Honor Society wearing special honor collars, light blue on the ladies and white for the gentlemen. Their names are noted with a star in your program. Additionally, 32 of our graduates have met the criteria from the state of Ohio for an honors diploma. They are wearing gold tassels on their caps today, and their names are in bold in print in the program. The criteria for the honors diploma is high, and I must say that this accomplishment is truly impressive given the last 2 years of their career. We also have 4 graduates who have been inducted into the National Technical Honor Society at CTech, and they are wearing an honor pin and purple cords today, and their names are noted in your program by a star inside a circle. At this time, I would like to ask all of these outstanding students to please stand and be recognized. Sit down, good job. I would now like to call to the stage our highest academically ranked student, Jessie Lau, and our second highest academically ranked student, Abigail Hirschman. Can come on up. These 2 students have been visible and active leaders throughout their high school career. They have both demonstrated a commitment to excellence in their own ways. Jesse, through his academic accomplishments, as well as his support of his peers' academic growth. And I have to tell you, during the pandemic, I sent out a Instagram story, snap, and asked, who has supported you the most during this pandemic? And Jesse Lau's name was by far the most. I mean, every student in this class, I feel, said Jesse Lau had helped them in some way. and Abigail through her ability to balance a rigorous course load while tenaciously pursuing her singing, acting, dancing talents. She will even be receiving a special scholarship after the ceremony tonight that she is not aware of that I just learned of today. Their leadership is inspiring and will be greatly missed next year. Both of these students are headed to the Ohio State University next year, correct? Okay, making sure we didn't change our mind. At this time, we will hear from Abigail, followed by Jesse.
Welcome, class of 2021, friends and family of graduates, students and staff. I'm truly honored to be on this stage today as your salutatorian, and I know I speak for everyone here when I say how proud I am of our class for graduating despite the many obstacles we faced. While those times were pretty miserable and even felt like they would never end, here we are succeeding against the odds, which leads me into what I want to talk about today, resiliency. Growing up, my dad always told me how important it was to be resilient. While that sounded like a really big, cool, inspiring word, when I was younger, I had no idea what it meant. Webster's dictionary defines resiliency as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. However, resiliency is the kind of word that you can only truly understand its impact when faced with an opportunity to be resilient. There's only one thing about life that's predictable, and that's that life is unpredictable. That's something my mom tells me. Unfortunately, our class was reminded of this when the world shut down in the middle of our junior year. Fortunately, the most unpredictable thing of all was that we persevered despite the unprecedented times. The class of 2021 showed a great deal of resiliency in that moment, and we all deserve a round of applause. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Yeah, we graduated, but it would have been better without the global pandemic. And while that's probably true, there are still things to be thankful for, such as becoming a stronger person and receiving extra support from loved ones. Showing resiliency now just foreshadows how strong of people we can and will be in the future, but we didn't do it alone. Everyone here tonight has always been cheering you on and wanted nothing more than to see you succeed. I would like to thank my parents, sister, teachers, friends, family, directors, choreographers, and most importantly, God, for always pushing me to reach my goals. I invite all of you to thank your support systems as well, because the strongest people are the ones who acknowledge where their strength comes from. So, class of 2021, what we've accomplished is pretty impressive, and you all were following my dad's advice, whether you knew it or not. Before we finish celebrating, I have a few thoughts to leave you with, and I apologize that some are a bit random. Always show kindness, be humble, continue to set goals, remember this moment because it's a big deal. And of course, in life's unpredictability, remember to be resilient. Thank you.
All right, first, I would like to thank you all for allowing me to prepare this speech. It is an honor, and I'm grateful for people like Mr. Collier, Mrs. Frankie, Trenton Lamp, Garrett Elam, that helped me stand in front of you today as the valedictorian. I still remember my first day, trying to make sense of my class schedule and figuring out where to go. It is hard for me to believe that day was 4 years ago. It was interesting for me to reflect upon all the ways I've changed and all the ways that I've stayed the same, and I'm sure many of you can relate. Heath has been a host of memories that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and I'm glad that I was able to meet and make friends with so many of you. To say that the past 2 years have been unique is quite an understatement. Nobody could have expected the coronavirus and the impact it would have on our school. When Heath closed its doors our junior year, we persevered. When classes reopened, we stayed strong, wearing masks and social distancing, and making other sacrifices along the way. To those of you who chose to do classes online, we salute you. No matter your path to be here today, or the struggles you may have faced, know that all you have overcome them, and you should feel proud. Let's not forget the fact that all of you are here today is a testament to the strength of our community. Thank you, faculty and staff, for being so generous and patient as we all learn to adapt. We appreciate your guidance. To the parents and families in the audience, thank you for the support you have given us. Our success would not have been possible without you. It is by no means an accident or luck that we are all here today, but the efforts of each and every one of you, students, faculty, and family. Many of you will be going off to college, and some of you will be doing other great things, such as enlisting in the Army and job hunting. While I'd love to offer some advice, these past 2 years have shown me that I don't need to say anything. I have no doubt that you have all what it takes to succeed and the dedication to see it through. Thank you, class of 2021. Let's continue to make Heath proud.
Thank you, Abigail and Jesse. You both are excellent representatives of your outstanding class, and we wish you continued academic success in the next chapter of your life. At this time, I am pleased to welcome to the podium the Superintendent of Heath City Schools, Dr. Thomas.
Good evening. I'm very glad to be able to be here with you today and to see the class of 2021 seated together, seated here, and celebrating your graduation. And it's really awesome to see these stands packed as they are and to have all of your family and friends joining us on this special day. I would like to take some time to introduce the members of the Board of Education and the administration who are with us here today. Board of Education member, Ms. Diane Winter. Board member, Dr. Melody Klontz, and treasurer, Mr. Carl Zarens. Members of the administrative team that are joining us are Kelly Holbrook, Assistant Superintendent, Jennifer McComas, Director of Special Education, Kat Fields, Heath High School Principal, Ryan Fitz, Heath High School Assistant Principal, Kevin Jarrett, Heath High School Athletic Director, Holly Myers, Heath Middle School Principal, Rob Russell, Heath Middle School Assistant Principal, and Andrew Kissner, Stevenson Elementary Principal. We are so proud to be honoring your graduates today. It is our privilege to recognize you for your accomplishments in academics, athletics, band, choir, theater, and the many other activities in which you have excelled and continue to excel. At this time, I would like to take a moment to honor the students who are with us who will be entering the military services upon graduation. So at this time, I would like to ask those of you who are entering the military to please stand and be recognized. It is also our tradition to honor the students who have been with us for 13 straight years in Heath. And for this class, it means you have been with us for 12 years and 6 months. So at this time, I would like to ask all of those of you who have been here with us from kindergarten to your senior year to please stand and be recognized. Next, it is my duty to introduce our commencement speaker. Our speaker tonight is Mr. Mark Collier. Mr. Collier is a 1984 graduate of Heath High School, where he devoted his time to being an excellent student and a three-sport athlete. After high school, he attended Otterbein College, where he graduated summa cum laude, majoring in secondary mathematics education and minoring in religion and philosophy. He also played football at Otterbein and earned first-team academic honors. Coach Collier earned his master's degree from Mary Grove College. Mr. Collier has taught in 3 districts, including Heath, and he has just completed his 22nd year at Heath High School. Coach Collier served as the head varsity football coach from 2001 to 2016, and he was the winningest football coach in our school's history. This year, he served as assistant cross-country coach, head girls basketball coach, and assistant varsity track coach. This is unfortunately Mr. Collier's last year at Heath, as he is retiring at the conclusion of this school year. I am honored to introduce him here today, and I want to publicly thank him for his service to our students and also congratulate him on a much-deserved retirement. He got up, but I wasn't done. As your final honor, we are thrilled to hear you speak and then watch you present your daughter, Adrienne, with her honors diploma. I am pleased to introduce Mr. Mark Collier.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm just chomping at the bit, man. You are the true dreamers. You didn't cower when the rest of the world went into hiding. You didn't put your hand to the plow and look back. You didn't, the rest of the world went remote. You guys were here, learning, laughing, loving. Most importantly, you were leading. Great job and congratulations. As I welcome all of your family and friends to lend an ear to what the Spirit has to say to you on this day, I want to start by saying that all the hearts in this stadium are bursting with joy over the accomplishments that you guys have already obtained. I want to quickly acknowledge the ones who really overcame and did not back down for anything. We've had several different people stand. You guys know my heart for sports. All 3 sport athletes, please stand at this time and be recognized. That is truly a commitment to Heath High School, especially this past year. You all know the importance I believe sports plays in the lives of students, so I thank you for your commitment. For all of you, this day is a rite of passage in our society. Enjoy this moment. It was earned. I also feel the need to thank you for giving me this opportunity. First of all, I don't have to wear a mask. Second of all, I have so many great memories down here on this football field. I actually wanted to have my ashes spread on the sidelines upon my death. And then we put in field turf, and I decided that would kind of be disgusting. The guys run along, and the little rubber pellets come bouncing up. I don't want some rubber pellets and part of Coach Collier to come bouncing up, so now I have to come up with a different plan. I'll quit screwing around. This place is sacred to me, though. It truly is. So I thank you. I do embrace the chance to teach one last lesson down here from the field that I spent so much of my life on. So if I titled this talk, it would be called My Final Lesson. To those of you who know me well, you already know what I'm going to say. It's basically the same thing I said 2 years ago. I'm just going to find a different way to say it. Passing the baton of knowledge is a big part of what life is all about. People ask me what I will miss the most about Heath, and the answer for me is easy. Everything. People will tell you, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. But I'm here to tell you, that is not true. If you love what you do, you will work 12 to 14 hours a day, and you will work your tail off because of the joy that it brings you. But ultimately, you will be measured by the fruit that you produce. You see, I have learned that who you are and what you do, they're 2 different things. In the end, you will not be defined by what your job was, but by the fruit that you produced while doing it, which leads into what I want to share with you tonight. People will know you by your fruit. When your days are done, people will know you by your fruit. If you absorb good things, you will produce good fruit. If you absorb bad things, you're going to produce rotten fruit. What you absorb depends on where your root is. I get to sit back and watch Coach Ward, our head football coach, Coach Householder, our offensive coordinator, Coach Snedeker, a lot of you guys remember, he's the head coach now at Jonathan Alder. Coach Pence is a head coach now in Myrtle Beach. Coach Solis is a high school principal now. Coach Falk is our head boys basketball coach. I get to sit back and watch them as their careers develop in front of them. You see, all of these men worked on a coaching staff with me at some point in time during my career, and I sowed the seeds. You understand what I'm saying? I planted seeds of everything that I knew inside of them. Now I get to sit back and watch the fruit that comes from those seeds. My parents, Coach Dobbenmeyer, Coach Emmett, Robert Hughes, were men who sowed seeds into me. Now they get to sit back and watch a second generation of fruit from the seeds that they sowed. I hope you're starting to see a picture that I'm developing for you. If you are attached to the right root, if you absorb good things, you can produce good fruit for generations. I want to quickly share 4 different kinds of people with you that you're going to meet in your life. I'm going to continue with my analogy of the fruit tree to help you see my point. The first kind of person is a taker. They have nothing to give because they have not fed themselves or allowed themselves to be fed by others. They are not joined with any root. There's no nourishment. Because they have nothing to offer, they come by and they take fruit off the tree and they consume it, but they leave nothing behind for anybody else. They're no more than a locust. These people can be characterized as selfish, blaming others for their position in life, and self-centered in everything that they do. There is little value in their words or actions, and their deeds will soon be forgotten by man. They will have no legacy. I hope it's obvious. You guys don't want to land here. Don't be a taker. Attach yourself to a root. The leaves of the tree are the second type of person. They're plugged into the tree, so they receive some nourishment from the root, but they're often blown about by the wind because they have no true core values to call their own. They understand that others have core values, but they think, this isn't for me. These people have a hard time making decisions because they have no standards in their lives. They tend to do what is right in their own eyes, but that seems to change from week to week for no apparent reason. Just like leaves that fall off the tree each autumn, start anew in the spring, these people are often making New Year's resolutions, starting a new fad diet, perhaps even trying a new self-help book, because they have no true core values. They're tossed about by whatever new doctrine hits the news, and they are easily influenced by others. They cannot discern the truth from a lie, and this is why they have trouble making decisions. Don't be a leaf. Stay attached to the root. The third kind of person I would compare to the branch. Most branches are pretty sturdy. Some are certainly more mature than others. They are being nourished by the root much more than the leaves. They believe in the foundations of the truth of the root is giving to them. Butchered that a little bit, I'm going to tell you that one again. They believe in the foundations of truth the root is giving to them, and they seem to be much more stable. Many branches are safe, and many people can sit on a branch and find solace and security there. To be a branch is a good start, but the true test of a branch is when times get tough. Sometimes in life, the courage of your convictions will be tested. When this happens, some branches break, while others remain strong. You want to be the kind of branch that can hold a very heavy load, the kind one can build a treehouse in. And your stability remains strong because you stay attached to the root. When a branch breaks off from the tree, it dries up inside. And when that happens, it's not good for anything except to start a fire. It's when times get tough that others truly know what you believe. That is when you press in and become a mature branch. Starting as a branch is not bad, but you need to become more established in your own person, so you must remain attached to the root. So the fourth type of person, it's the trunk of the tree. Sturdy, immovable, not lacking the courage of their convictions, not blown about by the changing wisdom of man, but secure in the truth of who they are. When huge storms come, and guys, you know they're going to come. These people, they might bend a bit, but when the storm is over, you're going to find them in the exact same place they were before the storm started. Confidence, authority, humility, and selflessness are the characteristics of these people. Confident in who they are willing to give away the fruit that they produce, even to the takers, until all people may find their true meaning. People who are trunks are grounded in love, and they give out of the fullness of their hearts. Even when these people are not liked, they are still admired and respected. They are consistent, predictable, established, full of wisdom and truth, and most of all, willing to share with others how to get there. So my challenge to you, be a tree trunk. So only one question remains. How do you get there? You see, our school has prepared you and done a darn fine job, I might add, to make decisions on where to go to school, what field of study to major in, what job to seek, which military branch to join, but our schools fail to teach you how to make the most important decisions in your life. We have implemented lead teams, lighthouse teams, action teams, extracurricular activities of all kinds. We do our very best, but we are handcuffed when it comes to the most important decision of your life. This has been the part of my job that has always caused me the most frustration. We don't spend enough time discussing where to find the root that will nourish you into a strong tree trunk. I went through and researched, and I looked through every state's preamble to their individual constitutions. 37 states, including the great state of Ohio, refer to our rights and the basis of our laws coming from Almighty God. 3 states mention the supreme ruler of the universe. 1 state mentions our Creator. 2 states wrote with divine guidance or providence. 1 state, the supreme being, and 1 state, the great legislator of the universe. So all of our states relied upon God to write their constitutions, but they leave all spiritual training out of the state-mandated school systems. We leave so many lost as to how to find the root to feed their spirit, so in turn, they can turn and nourish others. Therefore, we leave you on your own, hoping family and friends will fill the spiritual void our society so often ignores. You see, even though all those states acknowledge God as a divine inspiration for our system of government, they don't say who that God is. That is the decision that every single one of you got to make it on your own. We can't help you with that one. Even if the public schools taught religion, the decision would still be yours. Even if your parents have saturated you with spiritual awareness and teaching, you must still make that decision on your own. It is the most personal and profound decision you will ever make in your life. And the decision has eternal consequences. If you choose to ignore this, you guys have still made your choice. Some people make themselves their own God, using a subjective rather than an objective measure of success. The problem with this is the measure that the standard, it always seems to change. You must have a standard outside of yourself by which you measure your own actions and decisions. What is right and wrong must not be decided by how the wind is blowing on any particular day. What is right cannot simply become what is convenient. As the old saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Your morality should not fluctuate with societal pressures. Your decisions must be based on a deep-rooted, well-researched, and often meditated upon set of standards that you are willing to surrender yourself to, that do not change over time. I've known many of you guys since you were 5 years old. We have shared many triumphs right here on this football field, the basketball court, this very track. Caden, we just got done practicing 2 hours ago, getting ready for probably 3 hours ago now, right? Cross-country courses. We've had much success in the classroom. All I can tell you guys as I didn't get to this place without a standard to measure myself against and colleagues to hold me accountable. My personal standard is the Bible. The Word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It is an unchanging guide that directs my path through life, and it is what has brought me to this point. It is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You must decide what your standard will be. You get to choose. A bad choice will make yourself obligated to ride the winds of change wherever they may take you. A good choice will lead you serving generations of good fruit. That special divine spark inside of you that makes you you, that thing that gives you life, it's got to be fed and nurtured from a good root. So choose wisely. Search your hearts. I charge you among all things, do not neglect the feeding of your spirit through religious study. Nothing in this world has greater consequence. In closing, I will tell you it has been the pleasure of my life serving the community of Heath and its students. I will always look upon these days fondly with great appreciation for all of you. I wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. Find your root and become the strongest tree of them all. Life is not what you get, it is what you become. And you become what you become so you can give to others out of the overflow of your heart. That's what I tried to do for you guys tonight. I gave back to you out of the overflow that all of you in this whole community has put into my heart over the last 22 years. God bless the class of 2021. Go Dogs.
At this time, it is my privilege to welcome to the microphone Heath Board of Education member, Dr. Melody Klontz.
What an honor it is to be able to speak on behalf of the Heath Board of Education to the class of 2021. My name is Melody Klontz, and I'm a board member. I'm a graduate of Heath High School, and I'm not going to say how long ago, and I am a mother to a handful of future Bulldog graduates, or literally a handful. Though I only know some of you personally, I have heard and have witnessed what this class has been able to achieve from a distance. Graduates, your senior year started with such uncertainty and with many inconveniences. This echo is bothering me. You have persevered and have worked hard to make it your own. I don't know any Heath High School class that have graduated under the lights. That's pretty cool. Through it all, I hope this has been a year that you will look back on fondly. You have made Heath City Schools proud, and you've made your community proud. And as you head out into the real world, remember the people that have loved and supported you, what you're capable of, and always live in truth. Once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. But you didn't get all dressed up to hear me talk, so let's get to it. By the power vested in me by the State Department of Education, I hereby certify that the members of this Heath High School class of 2021 have officially graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Klontz. It is hard with the echo. Thank you for being with us today for such a special part of the ceremony for these graduates. We are now getting close to the culminating activity of today's ceremony. The presentation of diplomas will be carried out by current and former employees of the Heath City Schools who were selected by the students themselves. Our school photographer, Jack Pasco of TSS Photography, will be taking photos of the graduates. We take great pride in allowing each graduate to have his or her moment in the spotlight. Please acknowledge all of the graduates in a dignified and respectful manner with your applause. So students and everyone else, a reminder that the carnations our students are carrying will be dropped into Shamar's chair on the way up as a remembrance of Shamar. And we are excited to be able to present his diploma first. I'm going to make sure everyone's in their spot. We're all good. What a beautiful night turned out. Are you ready? Go ahead and stand over. All right, our first graduate tonight is Robert Shamar Tyrese Matthews. Gavin Mitchell Kaiser. Cassandra Ray Rambo. Cole Chadwick Barrett. Caitlin Irene Evans. Lucas Robert Forsyth. Andrew Robert Williamson. Elijah Atwood Snow. Lillian Elizabeth Clayton. Michael Scott Dennis. Is your sister here? Okay, good. Raven Michael Glover. Clayton Alexander Morris. Sarah Elizabeth Stevens. Dylan Page Del Sacato. Taylor Marie Hall. Madison Louise Hargis. Kaylee Rose Knox. Emily Dawn Martinez Velasco. Alexandria Rose Ruth White. Rory Catherine Bridges. Carissa Renee Wiley. Shelby Ray Flynn. Ariana Lillian Spivey. Abigail Faith Hirschman. Seth Christopher Mitchell. Carly Ray Alt. Quentin David Benson. Carrie Shea Cunningham. Cameron Thomas Keck. Madison Denise Jenkins. Reese Robert Duncan.
Trayvon Daniel Kratzenberger. Noah Christian Harder. Cheyenne Heaven Joyce Hart. Lindsay Carol Herman. Trevor Lee Michael Jacobs. Jocelyn Rose Levitt. Cheyenne Brooklyn Lockhart. Jaden Lene Mead. Levi Michael Paisley. Kaylee Joe Smith. Jonathan Paul Stadler.
Adrian Romel Collier. John Allen Lutz. Justice Douglas Wallenberg. Preston Garrett Peffel. Jesse Lau. Mary Cheyenne Rapolton. Ethan Zane Walton. Long Lin. Braden Mackay Carmichael. Joseph Allen Halderman. Jacob David James Shoemaker. Hayden James Wiley. Cameron Lynn McCluxy. Megan Elizabeth McKee. It's comedy hour here. Christina Marie Kugel. Madison Ray Litzenfeldner. Stacy Marie Swartz. Derek Robert Volbrecht. John Evan Ashbaugh. You got one? She left yesterday. Corbin Montgomery Wilson. Colin Jackson Bradley. They're back there. Wesley Douglas Mitchell Hauschaub. Brianne Lee Sutherland. Maya Nicole Rice. Rowan Joseph Hayden. Delaney Elizabeth Dunlap. Riley Quinn Mathis. Grace Delaney Lawson. Dane Erickson Hogue. Trenton Gage Lamb. Serena Marie McDermott. Michael Anthony Embody. Erica Sky Smith. Kane Young. Good job, Kane. Leticia Maria Martinez. Caitlin Sue Johnson. Rihanna Jade Ferguson Palmer. Lauren Elizabeth Hart. Callista Dawn Lees. Step over. Anna Elizabeth Paulson. Dorian Adam Bolin. William Wyatt Lawson. Ian James Jackson Rowe. Aiden Joseph Schaefer. Isaiah Ryan Jewell.
Oh, you gotta get a picture.
Cassidy Winter Dubs. Taylor Nicole Laney. Aiden Riley Scott. Sophia Grace Canamar. Cameron Elise Malone. Caden John Marinesi. Abigail Michelle Henry. Isabel Rosina Ho. Journey May Kunkler. Anthony William Perrine. Love you. Tristan Jason Matthew Roundtree. It's not the first one. Sierra Nicole Murphy. Taylor Elizabeth Evelyn. Thomas Joseph Eckert.
Yeah. Chuck it, huh?
Andrew Norman Wolf. Kaylee Nicole Stoltz. Clarissa Jade Beach. Caleb Alexander Williams. Alaska Dawn Brady. Nick James Lamar. Jamie Thomas Lowe. Thomas Bradley Sherman. Sarah Nicole Sherman. Kylie Marie Russell. Mackenzie Lynn Wheeler. Jamie Maria Boucher. Michael Kenneth Lambert. Morgan Lee Terry. Taylor Nicole Terry. Allie Renee Morgan. Allison Reed Parker. Brooklyn Michelle Wallace. Kelsey McKenna Wilson. Donovan Jeremy Aruda. Gage Mitchell Babcock. Vivian Judith Batchelor. Ariana Faith Bidwell. Jordan Riley Strawcutter. Matthew Jared Sinnott. Hunter Wayne Postaway. Xavier Armand Purrier. Hunter Douglas Simmons. Isaiah Jacob Spellman. Abigail Frances Christina Slaughter. Mackenzie Marie Walker. Courtney Jane Brown. Kaylee Height. Draven Jacob Evans Eiler. Austin Ray Leisure. Cole Damian Littlefair. Garrett Matthew Elam. Abigail Elizabeth Mann. Hannah Jean Andrews. Let's give our graduates one more round of applause and blow horns. Thank you. Thank you, Heath Choir. Graduates, please stand. At this time, to symbolize your tremendous accomplishment, please move your tassels from the right to the left side of your cap. And now I'd like you all to rise and join the Heath High School Choir under the direction of Senior Abigail Hirschman for the singing of the Heath High School alma mater. The words are printed on the inside of your program. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the young men and women who will forever be known as the Heath High School Class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain standing for the recessional of our graduates. We will shortly begin the recessional. You may meet up with your graduates behind the main bleachers following the recession. Thank you again for sharing in this wonderful day with us, or night. And at this time, ushers, please come forward and lead the recessional.
Still back there. Okay. Hindsight, that was not a good play. All right. Watch that wide.